Welcome to our mini class. We're going to provide healing for the low back, and you'll need a block or a strap handy, and we'll be, heads up, that we'll be in a seated and reclined for this practice, so we will not do a standing practice. And feel free to add that today if you need to add on to this recording. So let's begin in a seated position. You can kneel or sit in cross-legged. If you do have a blanket there as a cushion, make sure to sit on the edge of that blanket. Take the sits bones as your anchor. Even if you're kneeling, just be aware of those sits bones as your anchor to the earth. Take the hands on the thighs to begin practice and come into the breath. Close the eyes so we can go inward and notice the body, notice the landmarks of the body, where things feel relaxed and where things feel tense. And notice how the breath interacts with those sensations. Notice where your breath travels in the body. In your mind's eye, become aware of the spine, the lower part of the spine, the low back, the tailbone, the pelvis tilting slightly forward so we have that curve in the low back, streaming upward towards the mid-back and the ribs, allowing the shoulder blades to glide down the back and the shoulders to roll down away from the ears. The inhale facilitates the sense of lengthening through the spine, and exhaling connects us to the earth, drawing the energy downward, centering, so that we notice again our spine, the curve of the neck reaching up into the skull. Already with this witnessing, we can feel more space in our spine. For our conscious breath today, I invite you to inhale, and the kind of inhale you take when you're getting great news, and the kind of exhale when you have great relief. Both of them good messages. So inhale, you're getting great news. And on your exhale, great relief, sighing it out. A few more rounds of breath like this. And then flutter the eyes open, get into some flexibility in the spine, rub the hands together, warm them. And then place those warm hands on your low back. So just feel that relief. Just, you can move the hands around. Give your low back that attention and intention to not have to carry this burden so much, and perhaps that tension. And then let's the hands just drift down to the floor, palms up to the sky, reach the arms above the head. Just easy lengthening here. Take the hands, clasp the fingers and the index finger pointing upward. Press that energy of the hands together above the crown of the head, marking the center down the body. And then begin to sway side to side. So we're not going to stress out those side bodies. Just right now, just sway side to side. So we're getting some length, but not forcing. A gentle breeze sway. Come back up to center, drift the hands down to cactus, hands, thumbs behind you. Inhale and exhale, feeling that length of the spine. Sigh that out, and then bring the hands together and the forearms together in front of the face. Pressing the forearms together, lift them up in front of the face, watch your elbow creases lift, and then separate out the arms, come back to cactus and close them again. Thus loosening up the joints here, come back, and one more time, pressing them together brings that energy and strength into the shoulders, lift up. And then drift down to earth with your fingertips, allowing the roots of those fingertips to connect to the earth, just pressing through the fingertips. Feel the rising up through the crown of the head. Turn your chin towards the right shoulder and towards the left. And then back to center, looking up. And looking down, drop the chin into the jugular notch and stay tall through the spine, looking down at your heart, keeping the eyes soft. Take the fingers behind you, thumbs forward, so we can broaden the collarbones. And then lift the chin up. Inhale, let's feel that length in the spine. Exhale, right ear to right shoulder. Just soften the right ear towards the right shoulder. And on that next happy inhale, we'll take the left ear towards the sky, just energetically, if not physically, upward. Exhale, feel that energetic drop towards the right shoulder. Gently take your right hand and assist your head to come up. Exhale to the other side, left ear to left shoulder. Pressing through the opposite hand of that side will really lengthen things in the neck, trapezius, complex. Lift the right ear towards the sky on an inhale. Exhale, sigh it out. Left ear toward left shoulder. Take your hand to that ear. Help things up. Feel the freedom in your neck already. Look over the right shoulder. Dip the chin towards the shoulder. Trace the line into the center along the collarbone. Inhale up. Exhale, look over the left shoulder. Dip the chin towards the left shoulder. Trace that line in to the center and look up. Let's take the right arm up, the left arm up to the sky. Walk the right fingertips out and find a little more length in your side here as you bend that right elbow. Keep that downward dog style hand. So we're just kind of keeping that fingers spread out. Nice base there, downward dog, base of the hand. We're going to lean over to the right. Anchoring through your left sit bone. Feel the inhale in your left rib cage. Exhale, connect to that right hand, and then sweep it on up to the other side. Left hand is your anchor. Spread those fingers out. Inhale the right arm up and lean on over to the left. Anchor through that left hand. If you ever need a block in this lengthening underneath that hand, feel free to grab that block. Sigh this out so you really gift that energy to the earth. Reach on up again. And then we're going to switch to our reclined practice. So take those sits bones to the mat. Take the feet to the bottom of the mat. Take your hands behind you. Bend the elbows and curl the spine down. Elbows down. Take the hand behind the head as you ease the body down onto the mat. Make it a nice cush experience there. So let's get long on the mat. Let's match the length of the mat by straightening the legs. And we're going to take those feet into a flexed position, so as if we're standing, so we can feel that energy up the legs, the muscles engaged, the glutes engaged, and we're going to inhale the arms next to the ears. So this is a great way to improve posture just by coming into a reclined position and feeling those landmarks of the body on the floor, the back of the heels, the back of the legs, the glutes, so you can feel that they're engaged, the muscles of the legs engaged. You can keep the feet hip width apart here, pressing through the feet as if they were on the ground. And then you're going to feel the back of the pelvis, the lower back lifts off the mat. And the back of the ribs are touching the mat. All the while, heart shining upward. And then you get the back of the shoulder blades, rolling those shoulders away from the center line, opening up across the collarbones. And with this length, we're just going to reach even longer, just right to left. So as if you were standing up, you'd be picking a fruit above your head. So just reach up on either side, getting long through our side body. And then find your neutral posture again. And then sweep the arms next to the body. So stay strong through the core as you allow the arms to come down next to the body, palms down, rolling shoulders away from the center line. And then allow the feet to flop out to the side. So the hips open up a little bit here as the hip bones point towards the sky. Inhale. That good news inhale. Exhale the release and the relief. If this bothers your low back, you want to bend those knees and make sure that that stays comfortable. So let's take the feet to the floor. On that, let's bend the knees. And we've got our feet on the floor, hip width apart, noticing that alignment. So the back of the skull and the sacrum at the base of the spine are aligned here. Beautiful. Let's take the knees together and the feet towards the edges of the mat so we can just feel the ease onto the low back as we support ourselves with the knees together. You feel that release in the low back that we create already just by taking those together. And then we'll take our windshield wiper legs here. So we're going to trace a line down to the left foot with our right knee along the left shin. So keeping the knees connected to the shins, trace the line on the left knee towards the right foot. Along the left knee goes along the right shin. So you can just look up here. I'm just doing a very controlled windshield wipers. These are brand new windshield wipers on the car and just working very efficiently and also slowly. So this is lengthening our side on the side of the thighs, connecting to the pelvis and on up to the low back before we get into our hamstrings here. Come on back up, knees together. Keeping the knees together, bring the feet in together and then hug the knees towards the chest. Inhale, reach, feel that release. Feel the lengthening of the low back on the inhale, and then the exhale, hug the knees more together. So we're curling, as we hug the knees, we're taking that curve out of the low back. And as we inhale, let's take the sacrum to the floor. So we're gently rocking here and then hug the knees to the chest. Exhale it out. Inhale, allow the sacrum to drift down to the floor, and then exhale, hug it in. Great, and we'll allow that to drift to the floor. Our feet come down, and we're going to grab for that strap. So let's start with the left leg. Inhale the right knee towards the chest, circle your ankle in 2 directions. And then take the strap around the ball of the left foot and allow your leg to float on up to straighten with the angle that feels comfortable for you. So we're going to make sure that we support the leg with that strap on both hands, finding an angle that's not straining, but is finding that sensation on the back of the leg, stretching our hamstrings. Bend and straighten the legs so we can really just soften into those hamstrings. Inhale, bend, exhale, straighten. Releasing more of that back of the leg, but then also it will wrap around into our low back. Breathe through this. So we're going to take the leg at another angle. Feel free to straighten out your right leg for this portion or just move it a little bit to the side as you take the left heel over towards the right hip bone. And so we're anchoring through the left hip. So you're not lifting that off the mat, but rather imagining a sandbag there, and just feel the weight there as you take that leg over slightly. Inhale all the way to that left heel. Exhale down. Feeling that connection all the way from the low back to the legs. Come on back to center, and we'll take this out to the left. So you want to take your right foot to the floor and bend the leg, that's fine. We'll travel outward with this left leg only as far as you'd like to go. You want to really support with that strap. Pressing through the strap is going to keep that connection through the hip. Support yourself there. You can even drop your bent right knee out to the right side to allow some weight there. Take the right foot, anchor it to the floor as you guide that leg back up to our straightened position. Notice the sensation here again, bend and straighten. Ease into this. If we're going to heal our low back, it has to be that gradual process. Bend the left knee and release the strap. Straighten the left leg and the right leg. Become aware of your body, aware of the shape, aware of the difference between your right and left leg. And then we'll bend the knees. Again, inhale the right knee towards the chest, strap around the right foot, rise on up to a straightened leg. Push that anchor into the right hip. Bend and straighten the leg, guiding the knee right in between those middle toes. So just look up and make sure they're aligned. Soften. This practice for the low back is just about softening and not forcing. Plug in this practice whenever you want that sense of ease. Straighten the left leg if you'd like, or you can keep it bent, but make sure it's just off a little bit away from this angle as we take the right heel towards the left hip. That sandbag in the right hip. Feeling that angle, really getting into a whole other set of hamstring there. And the IT band. And then let's travel across space here with this right leg out to the right. Feel free to bend your left knee again as you press through that right ball of the foot. Then take the left knee out to the side if you'd like. Expand through that inner thigh on the right. Allow the face to be your guide. If your face is tense, then you might be pushing it too far. So just keep the face nice and relaxed. And then guide that leg back up. Spend another few breaths here with that sensation of the hamstring releasing, finding length in the leg. And then free that up. Take the strap off the leg and lengthen both legs again. Let's inhale the arms next to the ears. Just feel that freedom. So nice. Bring the arms down, controlled, next to the body. Bend the knees. Bring the feet hip width apart, knees hip width apart. Sacrum and back of skull aligned. Take the fingertips to the back of the heels. And if you have that block nearby, grab the block. So we're going to have a nice easy bridge here with the block beneath the sacrum, if that's comfortable for you. If you find that this block beneath you is not comfortable, I encourage using a blanket beneath the sacrum, a little softer, a little less rise, or no block if you'd like to just do a bridge, always an option. Press through the entire surface of your feet, spread the toes, and then curl up, lift the hips towards the sky, and take that block beneath the sacrum on the low setting. Ease the arms next to the body, palms up. And this should feel, you should feel good sensations here. You should feel a letting go in the low back, any gripping in the low back. If you don't feel that, then come down to the floor and into easy pose, keeping the knees together and the feet wide apart. Watch the breath travel through the body. Oxygenating the brain here since our head is below the heart. Increasing blood flow into the spine, throughout the body. Spend as long as you would like here. If you'd like to make this into a practice where you get more flexibility in your spine, you can lift up through the hips and place it on a higher setting, just a one higher setting on the block, or stay relaxed and released into the lower setting. Listen to your body, always allow that to be your guide. Restore energy, positive inhale into that low back, and a relief exhale. Press through the feet, lift the hips up, place the block over to the side, and we'll snake the spine down. And we're going to wave our bridge up and use the arms to guide us up as well. First, press the arms full length into the mat, curl the the pubic bone up towards the sky, the hip bones. Look up into our beautiful blue skies. Press through the feet. Imagine a block between the thighs. You can even place a block there if you want to remind yourself there to come into center. Elbows into the mat. Inhale. Allow that pressing into the mat to bring your sternum towards the chin. And then reach the arms up, reaching a hug towards the sky, the clouds, and then reach up next to your ears. And then let's wave it down. Exhale, reach up to the sky, elbows support you, and then snake bone by bone down to the mat. And sacrum comes down, allowing that lift in the low back. Curl up again, follow your breath. Reach above the head, feel the length from the knees to the fingertips. And wave it down. Take your time. This is finding your own rhythm, matching the breath and the body rhythms. Take yourself down to the mat. Find yourself to our base pose here. Bring the knees together and then roll on to your side, left side. You're going to take your knees together in this pose. If it's more comfortable for you to place a block in between the thighs, if you have some knee sensitivity, you can do that too. So we're going to keep those knees as matching pair, okay? And squeeze that, make sure those stay together and our pelvis is perpendicular to the mat. So thighs are at right angle to the body, and we take the palms together. And we're going to open the book here. So imagine your favorite book, the book that brings you happiness, that you've always remembered reading, enjoying. Inhale, open that book. Take the right arm up to the sky, fingertips reach over towards the right. And we're going to land with the back of the arm on the mat. First, just look up and feel that reach of the arms. Inhale, extend, exhale, feel the back body melting. Notice if your knees are starting to separate. See if you can keep them together. No force. Follow your breath. Might consider pressing the left elbow into the floor to allow a little deeper inhale through that sternum and exhale. Maybe you're gazing over the right side. See if you can surrender here to gravity and allow that interaction with gravity to be your gauge for how much you want to go, how deeply you go into the twist. No force, just natural forces. Find the breath and sweep the right arm up towards the sky. Palms match again. And we're going to roll on over to the right side. I'll switch it up here. Find those angles, find the geometry there, the thighs 90 degrees to the body, the pelvis 90 degrees to the floor as we twist the mid and upper spine, left on top of right hand. Squeeze the knees together, reach up, touch the clouds with those left fingertips, and then feel the expanse, right fingertips to left fingertips. Feel the reach, exhale, feel the melting of the back body. Happy inhale, and sigh that out. Press the right elbow, consider that lifting and then exhaling, allowing for that gaze to turn over towards the left. It's a chance to coil up through the spine and feed the spine with new energy, new breath. Sweep that left arm up towards the sky, fingertips touching the clouds, and then left palm on top of right. And then we can ease ourselves onto the back. Knees together, feet wide apart, easy pose. Take one hand to the heart, one hand to the belly. Straighten out the left leg if that's comfortable for you. Sorry, left and then right leg, either side. Straighten the legs. Feet flop out to the side. Now, if this is uncomfortable for your low back, place something like a roll blanket underneath the knees for your release pose here for Shavasana. Palms come up towards the sky. Close the eyes. Press in through the elbows and lift that sternum up. Squeeze the shoulder blades together and then just really release out. Make fists with your hands. Inhale, exhale, release. Flex the feet, inhale. Exhale, release them. Close the eyes. Invite that happy energy in through the inhale. Really send it to any areas of lingering tension. And sigh out so we can cleanse and just release what we don't need. Notice the benefits of this practice on your body. As you continue a beautiful inhale and exhale, notice the benefits on your mind. And then notice the benefits on your breath. And also on your state of being. As we transition out of the practice, wiggling the fingers and the toes, bending the elbows and the knees, and rolling onto our right side, easing through the heart, helping yourself up to a seated position to close our practice. Head is the last to rise. If you take the arms up towards the sky, hands in prayer position, marking the center of the center of the center inside of us, past the third eye, down to the heart. Thanks so much for joining me in this mini class today. Namaste.